Hello YouTubers, welcome to Johnny's NetSec YouTube channel. In this video I'm gonna show you another free VPS from Deepnote. If you go to Deepnote website, you will see it providing free plan to use. It will have 5 GB RAM maximum and 2 virtual CPU. Much better resources than what I introduced before. If you look at my channel, search by free from here, you will see all free resources I tested and introduced before in my channel. Especially on those free VPS, I introduced a Cloud Sigma 1 hour free VPS to use, no registration, no information asked. Also, I introduced a couple other 3 ways to get a temporary Windows VPS. Maybe you are wondering how to use free Azure VPS, Oracle Azure VPS, and other more like Google, GCP platform, AWS platform. If you want to use a free domain from EU.org, here is another video. Please search for it if you want to know more about those free resources. But in this video, I'm going to show you how to utilize this free plan to start your lab and play with it. Now let's start it. To start to play Deepnote, a free plan, first thing you need to do is to create your account. If you haven't signed up account, now it's time to sign up account. Based on what you have here, you can continue with your Microsoft account or Google account or GitHub account, or even sign up with the email address. So that's very simple. For me, I'm gonna using an email address to play with it for now. And human, so it may challenge you with some options here. So I may get the email verification. I got this email, so I'm gonna sign in now. That's a welcome page. So I use it for work, for education, or for personal project. If you have EDU account, email address, then you can start from here. Or maybe you can do this later. I will put my name here. You can ignore this teammate. What's your data source? Doesn't matter. I'm choosing Google Drive for now. So now we logged in. So that's how you can get your account from Deepnote. Simple, straightforward, no credit card required. Now we have to run our notebook to start our virtual machine. So we gonna start our first notebook. So in a couple of seconds, it will become ready. You will see your environment here. It's running on Python 3.9. It's basic, and utilization is 0. It's almost nothing. So we have a default Plato's pizza sales data in there, but that's not what we not gonna use. So we're gonna start a terminal. That's the thing we want. We're gonna add a terminal here so you can get in to this root privilege shell here to play with it. We can see some basic information. This is running on Debian OS. You may want to update the system a bit. So in this way, you will get much better view on your CPU utilization, memory utilizations. Before we can start to test the application, start our basic web server and access it from public, I want to test the performance of this VPS. Basically, we're gonna run a script. So we will get some basic information about the CPU, RAM. This is a host machine. It's running on AWS, US East 1. The speed is awesome, as you can see from here. The send speed and the receive speed. While we are waiting the benchmark performance testing to be done, we can look at the environment here. This skill icon, click on it. So we know we are running on basic model. The basic machine, we have up to 5 GB RAM and 2 virtual CPU. And you can control to stop the machine here. One thing I want to flag it out is inactivity. So it will automatically stop after 15 minutes of inactivity. We may want to change it 24 hours of inactivity. For example, lab performance benchmark testing, it may take longer than 15 minutes. So the total, we are running our sessions for 22 minutes already. So if there's no activity happening on your machine, it will automatically stop it. So we don't want that. We put 24 hours here. You also can change your environment. Right now we are on default Python 3.9. You running on R, a TensorFlow, GPU, all those things. For our testing, Python default 3.9 is enough. Finally, we finished our testing, so we can see the value single core and multi-core, and we can see the speed for your internet access, inbound, outbound, send, receive. As mentioned, there's a couple settings you can change here, the environment, and automatically stop time. We set up 24 hours of inactivity here. So that means even we are running 90 minutes without any changes on the environment, without any activities in our environment, it will still keep running, not shut down by default in 15 minutes. One thing I want to point out is the incoming connection here. So you will see this link. So it seems they gave you the incoming connection. That's because of certain application running on port 8080. As we can see from here, by default it exposed to 8080 port, but if you want to expose to other port, then we need to use in a different way to do that. Install socat and then using a tunnel to change it to a different port. So we're gonna try that in this lab. So we're gonna install Nginx and expose port 80 to internet using 2 different ways. So we have root access to this cloud VPS from Deepnote. what we can do with it, we have 24 hours to play with it. After that, the system gonna be shut down. Anything we installed on this environment gonna go away. The files will be stayed, but the software we installed will gone. Can we expose any service we installed to internet for 24 hours? Yes, it is possible. So that's what I'm gonna propose that to you. So we have incoming connection. We can enable this to get this incoming connection, but right now we don't have any service running on this port 8080 based on what the document says. By default it's 8080, but you also have an option to change it to 80 using software called SoCat, and we can run Flask application, a simple hello world web server here. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna quickly test this. Again, if you want to look at the free 1-hour VPS from Cloud Sigma without registration, without the credit card, just click to use. This is the one you can use. But if you want more hours and more flexible, then this one may be a better option for you. So we're gonna create a Python application, and we're gonna paste the code, and we're gonna run it on port 8080. We haven't installed Flask yet, so let's do this installation. After install the Flask, and then you can see we installed on the port 8080. Now we should be able to access to it. Hello world. You can change the code, add a little bit more things. Let's refresh it, then you can see the changes. If you want to run on port 80, then we're gonna change the code. Let it run on port 80. This time you won't get anything because the port is changed to port 8080. So we can actually create another terminal. Terminal 2, and we're gonna run this code, install SoCat, and then change the port, basically forwarding the port from 8080 to 80. And flash again, so it's running on port 18 right now. So that's the default way how you can expose your installed service port to internet. But how about you have multiple ports you want to expose to internet? What you can do? So we're gonna use another program called Ngrok, which I used before in my previous video, also in this video as well, to show you how to tunnel your internal port and export to internet. So as mentioned, I'm gonna use Ngrok to expose the Deepnote VM's internal port to the internet. No matter how many ports you have, Ngrok can do that. So the first thing, of course, we're gonna download application, copy link, and it is TGZ file. We're gonna untie it, so we get an Ngrok file. Then we need to add token to it. Okay, we add the author token into it. Then we should be able to start to tunnel internal port to the internet now. But before that, we also need to install the Ngrok for a demonstration purpose. So we have Ngrok running on port 80 as we know. Service Ngrok start. Then we're gonna use the command ngrok http port 80 to internet. That's the port. We can copy it. So we're gonna about to access this website. This website is welcome to Ngrok. And we also can expose another port at the same time. We add another terminal. So we had the Python hello py, but we already used port 80, so we're gonna change it to a different port. We're gonna run it on port 81. Port 81. As you can see, we only can create one simultaneous Ngrok agent session, but we can do multiple website tunnels using one single agent sessions. What we can do here is simple Ngrok config check. So we need to find out where is our configuration. So I already made a little bit changes on this config change, so we can run it in 2 tunnels. So by default you only have first 2 lines. So I add tunnel 1 HTTP1 and tunnel 2 HTTP2. Both protocol is HTTP and they're running on different port 80 and 81. So put those in. After that, you can start HTTP1 and HTTP2. So in this way, we can have 2 tunnels running at the same time. So let's do this. This is our port 80 Ngrok, and we're gonna try our second one. Python hello. So this is gonna be running on port 81, and we're gonna get it port 81. It's hello world from NetSec. So very interesting and very helpful to run those applications using Ngrok. You can run multiple tunnels at the same time. You can expose multiple ports to the internet, as I show you here. So that's pretty much everything I want to show you. This is free 24-hour Deepnote VPS, 5 GB RAM, 2 virtual CPU. Internet speed is so fast as we tested in our performance benchmark. All seems wonderful. Please give it a try, don't abuse it. I don't know how long they can allow us to run like this way, but so far everything seems very good, no issue. Don't run certain applications such XRDP. So I found out if you run some XRDP similar remote desktop applications, they will ban your account right away. So test it and let me know how you think about this VPS. Any issues, let me know as well. Leave a comment, feedback in this video. I will reply back as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. Please give me a thumb up if you like this video. Also subscribe my channel if you haven't. See you in my next video.